Hello everybody, here we are. We're going to make a milk, chocolate, and strawberry port wine today. This is a Diamanti kit. It comes from Amazon. You'll have the link at the bottom of this page. This is the first time I'm making this particular kit. At first I thought this was the same company that made the Vino Italiano kits that I've made in the past. And in the past I've made Wine Expert chocolate raspberry port style, so I figured I would give this one a shot, the milk chocolate strawberry port wine. In looking at the kit, it does not look like it is made by the same company that makes the Vino Italiano kits. It doesn't look like it's made by Pack Lab. That's okay. Give it a shot anyhow. What comes in this kit? Well, if you look in the box, there is a big bag of grape concentrate that we're going to use for our wine. There is a second bag of the strawberry chocolate flavor. There is similar things that the Vino Italiano kit has. It has bentonite, stabilizer, which I imagine is the same as metabisulfite or sulfate, sorbate, which we're going to use afterwards to back sweeten the wine. I imagine that would be added right before putting in the chocolate strawberry flavoring pack, which I imagine is sweet. Comes with instructions. Comes with clarifiers. Again, I'm not going to be using these clarifiers because of the shellfish concerns. And it comes with some winemaking yeast. This also seems to come with some labels, but it would appear I have the wrong label that came with this kit. Although this might be considered an ice-style wine, I'm not sure if these are labels or appear that they're labels. But this is a chocolate strawberry port kit. Chocolate strawberry port. Alright, so we're going to get started. I'm going to clean and sanitize a fermenter. But before we get started, let's look at our instructions. Instructions say, pour the must in the largest bag into the primary fermenter. Do not add water. And on the port kits, you typically don't add water. It comes fully constituted. Slowly pour in the bentonite. I'm going to be stirring that in. I'm not going to just pour it in. I'm going to pour it and stir. Sprinkle the yeast on top. And it says basically, cover it like we normally do and put it aside to ferment. That's what we're going to do. Okay? It doesn't say anything here in these directions about taking a reading of the sugar level. I'm going to be doing that here as well. I'm going to document the percentage alcohol I get. Alright. I'll be right back. I just wanted to do a quick little follow-up after opening up that thing that I thought was labels. I see they're not labels at all. So this particular wine doesn't come with labels. This wine comes with these little brochures to tell you about the other wines that they make, this company makes. Now labels are not a big deal to me because I most of the time throw out the labels that the wine kits come with, and I make my own on a computer, which I'm going to do a video on showing you how I do that as well. Alright, so that's just a quick little follow-up on what I thought was labels in the kit. Alright, we're ready to get started here. One of the things that we need to do first is clean and sanitize our equipment very, very well. Anything that's going to be touching the wine is going to need to be clean and sanitized extremely well. Second most important thing is before you get started, make sure your spigot is turned off so that you don't have wine pouring out all over the floor. Okay, that is the juice I'm going to be pouring into that pail, and I'm going to get set up to do that right now. Alright, so I'm going to get started by getting my spoon out. I'm going to be double checking that my spigot is off. And I'm going to use this device to take the cap off of the juice. Like that. Now I'm going to carefully pour this into the bucket, trying not to splash it all over the house. I'm going to throw the bag out. With the port wine kits, they're already fully constituted with water, so they're not concentrate actually. So you don't need to add water. If it was a regular wine kit, I would be adding water inside the bag. But in this particular wine kit, I'm not. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my clean and sanitized triple scale hydrometer and put that in. It's actually hard to see because it's actually floating a little bit off at the bottom. So let's see what reading I get. Alright, let's see if we can get a rough specific gravity reading. That looks like 1.1. 1.1. If you look at 1.1, that looks like it will be around 14%, 14.5% if it ferments to 1. If it ferments less than 1, it'll be a little bit higher than that. So that's our percentage alcohol for this port style wine. Alright. Alright, so the next step is going to be to put in the bentonite. This is the bentonite. And I'm going to stir it as I pour this in. So that was our bentonite put in, and then the next step will be to put in the yeast. Alright, so I've had a few people ask me a couple questions about yeast And some of the questions are, well, what do I do? Do I stir it in? This is the yeast packet that it comes with. Do I stir it in? Do I just sprinkle it on top? And what I find myself is that sprinkling it on top is the best. I think it helps fermentation start quicker. This particular yeast, 1118, is capable of fermenting out very easily to high alcohol levels. So I'm going to start sprinkling it on top. And that is our magical moment when wine is born. When yeast hits the must, it is now considered wine, even though it's not really started to ferment yet. When the yeast hits the grape juice, that's when, I believe legally, it's considered wine. Alright, so the next step is going to be to put our top on and to put our airlock on the bucket. Here's the top. I'm going to put that like this for now, and I have to get a airlock and clean it. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I have my airlock, and this is a piece of advice I could give you about putting an airlock on. Don't put it on with this over. Move it so that the grommet is not above the wine. So this way when you push this in, you don't run the risk of the grommet falling through into the wine. Then what I'm going to do is snap the top on. And what you have here is the airlock is down. Right now it's not really bubbling. It's going to take a little while for fermentation to start. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to press down on the top, and you'll see what it will look like when it starts to ferment. It'll look like that. Okay, that's just because I'm pressing onto the top of the bucket. Okay, so that's it. That's our first step in making the Diamanti kit. What's great about making kits around this time of year, here I am beginning of July, is that these are going to be ready in time for the holidays. So, if you were thinking about making some wine for gifts or things like that, then now is the time to do that, to get started on that, if you haven't already. Okay, so I'm going to put this aside and check on it in a few days. That's the first part of the winemaking process with this Diamanti port wine kit, chocolate strawberry port. Alright. We'll check back in a later installment. Take care. Thanks for watching. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube, and check out my blog at www.cooking-italian-recipes.com for great Italian recipes, tips on organic gardening, winemaking, and herbalism, and all other kind of fun stuff that I'm into. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, tell your friends. Take care.